Hi everyone, welcome back and I hope that you all are at home and safe. Today we're going to be talking about the PowerGrid InvIT IPO that opened yesterday. We're going to take this opportunity to talk about what an InvIT is, go over some basic details of this IPO and finally have a look at some financials and analyst reports. So let's get started. So first let's talk about what an InvIT is. InvIT stands for Infrastructure Investment Trust. Similar to a REIT, an InvIT contains a portfolio of operational income-earning infrastructure assets that are grouped together and listed on the stock market with the objective of distributing revenues to unit holders or shareholders. These assets could be toll roads or highways. For example, the National Highway Authority of India or NHAI has filed a prospectus for its own future InvIT. In this case, the underlying assets are power or electricity transmission projects, which would contain power transmission lines, substations, and other power-related infrastructure. So let's go over some basic details of the IPO and the underlying sponsor, which is the PowerGrid Corporation of India. This is the first InvIT to be sponsored by a PSU. PowerGrid is a listed company in itself and has moved some of its power transmission assets to this InvIT. PowerGrid is responsible for setting up, implementing, maintaining, and operating power transmission projects across India. This InvIT will contain 5 such power transmission projects from different parts of the country. Similarly, the PowerGrid InvIT is set up to own, construct, operate, maintain and acquire power transmission projects in India starting with these 5. Units have been offered up at a price band of 99 to 100 rupees. The issue opened yesterday and will continue to be open until Monday the 3rd of May, with shares being credited to demat accounts by around the 11th of May. The company plans to raise 7,735 crore rupees through this IPO. Around 75% of this issue is reserved for institutional investors, with the non-institutional category making up only 25%. The minimum investment for non-institutional investors is one lot of 1100 shares, which at the issue price comes up to an amount of around 1,10,000 rupees. The InvIT proposes to use the funds raised through this IPO by loaning them to these assets for the repayment of debt. The InvIT intends to distribute at least 90% of the net cash available for distribution to unit holders, with the first declaration of distributions to be made within 6 months of listing. The PowerGrid InvIT earns revenue through electricity transmission charges. Further, these prices are fixed for a period of 35 years, which would imply that there is some stability to the cash flows generated by this InvIT. Power transmission projects are also usually categorized with a low level of operating risk. The operating and maintenance charges are usually low once the project has been commissioned and set up. If we have a look at the revenue numbers, we can see that the InvIT has made 1,324 crores in the last year and has made 992 crores in revenue in the first 9 months of FY 2021. Steady growth in these revenues can be seen as well. Moving on to profits, we can see that the profit after tax declared last year was 378 crores. If we have a look at the margins, they have been steady as well, ranging from 25 to 30% over the last few years. The company has said that the InvIT is likely to give distributable cash flows at an average of 1150 crores annually over the next 3 years, which would imply a yield of 11% at the upper band of the offer price, which is 100 rupees. However, there could be some variation in this yield depending on the price after listing. Its peer, the Sterlite Power-backed IndiGrid, is currently trading at a 9% yield with a 9% premium over its net asset value. In an interview with CNBC TV18, the CMD of this InvIT, K. Srikanth, said that since PowerGrid is a sponsor of this InvIT, it could become a preferred destination for the monetization of PowerGrid's under construction assets. This could help the growth prospects of this portfolio. Analysts suggest that an important feature of these InvITs is the ability to produce long-term stable cash flows. This is because of the long-term contracts related to these infrastructure assets. While this InvIT may be able to produce stable long-term cash flows, it is still getting listed on the market and there is a possibility that the price may vary post-listing. However, certain analysts also suggest that this should be viewed as a long-term investment for stable cash flows rather than a purchase for listing gains post-IPO. While some brokerages such as GEPL Capital have given this a buy rating, others such as Angel Broking remain neutral due to the uncertainty of listing gains. Alright everyone, I hope that this video helped you understand what an InvIT is and how the PowerGrid InvIT will function. As always, if you enjoyed the content, please do like the video and subscribe to the channel, and I shall see you all again next week. Thank you.